This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me, I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Only Friends podcast. And you know, I'm here with my only friends. I had to slow it down a little bit more today because, you know, we got a fallen soldier. Berkey is not here today.
No sidekick today.
No sidekick today. I don't even have a number two to shoot you guys to.
Conrad, I'll always be your number two.
You know what? LeBaron always just steps up. He's always there at the right time. He steps up. He's a plug and play type of guy.
I have no ego.
Exactly.
I don't mind being second fiddle to Connie over there.
This is how you do it. This is how championships are made.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. How do you think Belichick did all these years?
Right.
It wasn't Tom Brady. It was the next man up, baby.
Yeah. Well.
Anyone but Brady.
Anybody but Brady.
You know something? That is one sentiment that we all share.
That's my favorite shirt.
Room.
It says anyone but Brady.
And, you know, we're joined by another special guest today.
Yes, we are.
We have the poker traveler, a.k.a. Cedric Tervino, in the building. Yeah, you see.
Yeah, let's go.
You're not
What's
Ceddy.
up?
You're the poker traveler.
The poker
AKA.
traveler in the building. You've traveled to Vegas.
I traveled all the way to Vegas from this time Sacramento.
What's poppin', baby?
We're chilling. We've been here for like 2 days in Vegas. We're going to be here for like 12 more.
Okay.
Yeah, might as well just live here.
Yeah.
I mean, you spend so much time here.
Yeah, every month we're here at least once a month usually.
That's cool. You excited for this trip you got?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I came to mostly just for the Win series, but then a bunch of other cool stuff started popping up. So yeah, really excited here until the end of the 10K Win tournament now. Sweet.
Let's do it. It's exciting times for poker. It's popping in the winter out here right now. You know what isn't popping?
What's that?
There was a trade that went down today, and I'm not sure how I should feel about it.
There was a trade.
I'm not sure how I exactly feel about it. Like I understand.
Was the Pirates GM and is he in charge of this trade? Ben Charrington, what are you doing out there?
Yeah, I don't know. So basically today it seems that Britney Griner was traded for Victor
Boot.
And
so let's get this out of the way. This is great that she got back, right?
Yes, of course we want her.
It's awesome that she got back and they got her back. She was obviously, I think most people know by now, she was imprisoned in Russia for having essentially an empty vape cartridge. There was like a little bit of cannabis oil left in it. So I think probably what happened was she had it. It was empty. She threw it in her bag, right? Yeah. And then they they made a whole big spectacle of it. Russia did, as they because they wanted to use her as a bargaining chip. They sentenced her to 9 years in prison for it. And
Mexico would cost $300 to pay the customs.
Yeah, no,
$20.
Right. So there's other people that that live in Russia that aren't a high profile name like her, who have had the same charges and they get like a slap on the wrist and a fine and be on your merry way. But they wanted to use her, obviously as a bargaining chip. And so today, the U.S. government was in negotiations with them for, most of the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a while now.
And they just decided to trade Victor Boot, who is a convicted arms dealer felon in the United States, just a prison swap 1-for-1 for her. And
so crazy.
So basically this
right, I was going to say President Biden came out today and announced it, and I think we have a little clip of that.
Listen to the president. Well, good morning, folks, and it is a good morning. Moments ago, standing together with her wife Sherelle in the Oval Office, I spoke with Britney Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances. Britney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along. This is a day we've worked toward for a long time. We never stopped pushing for her release. It took painstaking and intense negotiations, and I want to thank all the hardworking public servants across my administration who worked tirelessly to secure her release. I also want to thank the UAE for helping us facilitate Britney's return, because that's where she landed. These past few months have been hell for Britney and for Charlie and her entire family and all her teammates back home. People all across the country have learned about Britney's story, advocated for her release, stood with her throughout this terrible ordeal. And I know that support meant a lot to her family. I'm glad to be able to say that Britney's in good spirits. She's relieved to finally be heading home. And the fact remains that she's lost months of her life, experienced a needless trauma, and she deserves space, privacy, and time with her loved ones to recover and heal from her time being wrongfully detained.
Yeah, so she was in a pretty bad situation. It wasn't like she was in a pretty hard prison from what I've seen. So it's it's great to get her back. Obviously, like she should have never been there in the first place. So this Victor Boot guy that they had to that they traded for, Russia's been trying to get this guy back for a while. He's essentially he was in the Russian military, the Soviet military, I think back even in like the 80s, early 90s, and then they think he probably was a Russian spy, and then he was living in, I believe, the UAE to he started an airline company, and then he started shipping different goods and back and forth from like Afghanistan, Africa, South America.
Wait,
and
is there a movie on this guy?
Yes, Lord of War.
Yes.
Right.
Jesus.
Yes. So this is a high-profile guy, right? Nicolas Cage was in this movie.
Time out.
Right.
We just gave back the Lord of War, and we couldn't get like one of the Marines that we have over there too?
His nickname is the Merchant of Death.
Yo,
okay? So we got back Britney Griner, which we should. But we gave them back the Merchant of Death. So what he was doing was he was essentially fueling civil wars like in Africa, South America. So where he was like providing weapons to both sides, right? Because he wants these civil wars to
keep
going, right? So he can make more money.
Yeah.
And what happened was the U.S. was on his tail for a long time. They set up a sting operation where they were posing as Colombians and wanted to do a deal with him in Thailand. So they got him to Thailand, and then they filmed the whole thing. So it's like, this guy's like, he's guilty as fuck. Yeah. Let's be honest, right? Like he's 100% guilty. They caught him like red-handed. They detained him. They got him. I think that then after he was arrested in Thailand, the Thai government had him for a while, and there was all these negotiations. Russia was trying to get him back. We were trying to get him extradited to the United States to trial. This went on for a while. Finally, they got him back, sent him to the United States. He stood trial, found guilty, sentenced to 25 years in prison. That's it.
That's
not
wild.
life. Not like this guy. I mean, okay, like I don't know if he's murdered somebody. Like who knows? Like himself, he was definitely, involved in all this stuff and responsible for a lot of death, a lot of destruction, a lot of this stuff. And, he gets 25 years. And so Russia had been trying to get him back for a while. And then what happened was once they got Britney Griner, they were going to use her as a bargaining chip. So back in July, there was almost a deal where we wanted to give him back for Britney Griner and Paul Wheeling, right? Who's American, a U.S. Marine, who
was caught for espionage.
Yeah, probably falsely accused of espionage, and detained in Russia. Now he's been there for years.
Yeah, 4 years, I think.
I think 4 years.
I think I heard that today.
Right, so they were hoping to get him back, and which it kind of sucks for him now that he sees that Britney's gone and this Victor Boot guy, because that's like that's the biggest bargaining chip that we have. Yeah. So now that we sent Victor back, he's probably sitting there in jail like, oh shit, like who are they going to get from me? There's other things that the Russians want. They want, there's the sanctions that the U.S. government has put on Russia from the Ukraine war. So I think that what's going to happen is Putin's going to try to say, hey, you want Paul back? All right, release these sanctions or do these different things. So Putin's playing his 3D chess, and,
it feels
and we're
like,
kind of like getting, I don't know.
It feels like the sanctions would have been a much better trade.
Guapo, you can cue up that Barstool clip because I know Conrad wants to play this so bad.
Before that, Guapo, I actually want to read Bob's tweet that he said.
Okay.
He said, I imagine the conversation went something...
Tell people who this is.
Haralabus Vulgaris.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, the GOAT. All right? He said, I imagine the conversation went something like this. Merchant of Death? Niet. If anything, you're more like concierge of the afterlife or vendor of passing. And I had a good laugh about that this morning because that was pretty wild. But in all seriousness, it's kind of unfortunate for Paul. Because we just left one of our biggest
so I feel bad for his family. There's other Americans that are stuck over there, So.
Do you think he even knows that they were trading for him?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
I think so.
I think people
for
are.
Sure,
I think people are enough assholes like that they would just egg him on, and stuff like
There's
that.
Definitely, word will get around through the Russian media or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, honestly. But let's play that clip that we have.
Okay, so I'm thinking of starting a new series. I'm on my Hut Boy walks. I walk 3 miles every day, get my coffee, get my steps in, try not to get super fat. I may just start doing Hut Boy walk rants. People look at me like I'm fucking crazy when I'm going, but here we go. Here's rant 1. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. Obviously, big news, Britney Griner is back in the United States. Biden just traded for her. And while, I'm happy Griner's back. In fact, I think I was one of the first people to start talking about this story.
I don't know how this story's not, I don't know, I just kind of laugh, but bigger. Britney Griner is detained in Russia for months because they found fucking a vape cartridge in her luggage.
And I'm not one of the guys oh, you do the crime, you pay the time. She had weed in her backpack. Yeah, I know she's at times I don't like the United States, whatever. No American should be in a Russian prison for basically life because they had weed in their backpack. I went to Mexico. I had weed. I ended up in jail. People fuck up. Having said that, Victor Bout, that's who we traded to get Britney Griner back. The guy's nickname's the Merchant of Death. He's an international terrorist. He's an international arms dealer. He sells weapons to Al-Qaeda, the Taliban. He basically, if you want to kill Americans, this is where you get your weapons for. That's who we traded for Britney Griner. Again, happy she's back, but this is the worst trade in the history of all time. In fact, it's basically irresponsible by Biden. What the fuck are you doing? Meanwhile, we got a Marine, Paul Whelan, who's still there 4 years. Now, I get it. One's espionage, one's smoking weed, but you get the feeling if there weren't so many celebrities being get Griner back, why is Griner not back? If they're saying, get Whelan back, I get the feeling he'd be back. I mean, this trade is just nuts. It feels like a PR stunt. There's no way the United States is safer. God forbid the Merchant of Death. How would you feel if the Merchant of Death goes back to his usual tricks and Americans die in the future? Because what? We needed to get the girl who smoked weed back? Yeah, it sucks. But that trade makes no sense. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Biden got absolutely fleeced to invite him into my fantasy league. Just to show him on both sides and hate both the extreme left and right. Well, the don't say gay bill guy in Florida, the Republican state senator, the guy who introduced, who clearly hates gays, just got indicted. Wire fraud, trying to steal money for COVID funds, just a total piece of shit. Why are the politicians always who want to tell other people how to live their lives and do this? They're always the worst. They're always the criminals. They're always the hypocrites. Moving on. I'm out of breath. I'm gassed. I'm killing it, though. I'm gassed. Hot Boy walks. This has to help the steps, the cardio, because I can't breathe, drink coffee all at once. Bogarts, Xander Bogarts, 11 years, San Diego. What is John Henry doing? It started with John Lester, Mookie Betts, Benintendi, now Bogarts. I'm sure Devers will be gone. We don't offer these guys money. What are we, the fucking Pirates? What are we, a small market team? What are we, the Twins? We're the fucking Boston Red Sox. I don't care how many World Series you have. This core should have been together for another 10 years. We can't keep Dick. If you're a Red Sox fan, why do you even go to the game? Why do you even go to the game?
All right, you got it. Yo.
Oh, man.
What are we, the fucking Pirates?
Oh, the fucking Pirates.
Yeah, honestly, I enjoyed every moment of him calling Boston a piece of shit, kind of. It was great. I just wanted to, touch on that. I had to let it play. But there was a lot of truth in him saying that we got fleeced in this trade.
I mean, like, I kind of feel, basically his sentiment is how I feel, because it's like, yes, it's awesome we got her back, but at what cost? And it's just like, well, also we just don't want her sitting there rotting in prison, right?
Yeah, no.
So it's like
sure.
it's a fucked up situation, because it's like, well, we want her back. She doesn't deserve to be there, but at the same time, we've given them back the Lord of War, aka the Merchant of Death.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So
yeah, I don't know. It feels
we'll
like
see how this plays out, and hopefully they can get Paul Whelan back sooner than later, because he deserves to be back as well.
That would be absolutely amazing. In other news, me and my boy Seti are going to play some. We're going to play a live stream today. We are playing 2550 on the WPT live stream today, and I'm fucking excited.
Damn right.
Yeah, we kind of just put it out into the universe today. And Jamie went on Twitter and she wrote, "Hey, some people backed out. I need somebody for the Vloggers game today."
And you were right there.
Well, I took a moment. I was like, I wonder if I can crowdsource a buy-in within an hour. And then I took it a step further and I just retweeted and I said, "Daddy might want to, any one of my wealthy friends want to gamble?" And, I got a DM. So
somebody wanted to get it popping.
We're going to be getting it popping today at the Vloggers game. I'm really excited about this, honestly. How you feeling, Seti?
It's going to be a fun game. It's a fun game with a lot of people that I've played with and you've played with a lot. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. So,
Connie, just to show you how much pull you have, they actually just changed their thumbnail on YouTube.
Sorry, Vibes. Sorry, man.
Absolutely great. Somebody hashtag pay Guapo.
Yeah,
this man is amazing. So we got Seti in the building. Let's kind of like dip into who you are. So how did you get into poker?
So I grew up in Texas.
Yep.
Just like everybody, I started playing poker. I'm 38 years old. I started playing like with fraternity brothers in college around 2002, 2003. And played a lot all the way up until, Black Friday. Not as a professional, just as a release of doing something, having a good time, gambling a little bit.
Okay. You were working at the time?
Yeah, I was working. After college, I started a career in finance, and I worked in mortgage and in banking. And in 2008, I started at the company that would be the last company that I'd work for, hopefully in my life.
Subtle flex.
But, I started playing, I started working, kind of did everything in software development and project management and a bunch of other, boring stuff. And worked at that company all the way up until 2021, just last year. But in 2017 or so, card rooms started popping up around Texas, in San Antonio, Austin, Houston, Dallas. And at the same time, my job was getting extremely stressful.
Okay.
Managing hundreds of people, multiple departments, dozens of projects. And I started playing cards while my wife was at school in the evenings at these card rooms. It was just 1-2 back then. Played a lot of 1-2. Met a lot of cool people. Just basically had a good time.
I can't imagine these 1-2 games in Texas being 1-2 games in Texas 5 years ago. So they were probably like 5-5, 5-10.
and that's the thing. Like, I didn't know that was not typical, right?
Yeah.
It was like, I've been playing home games and games in Texas for all my life, right? And this is just like what the culture is, and this is what the games were like. And they
Average
just were now
like $500.
Yeah, they were just now in card rooms and shopping centers. So, I played several days a week. There was a point where I was working, a 40, 50 hour salary job and probably playing 30 hours of poker.
Okay.
And then an opportunity came up where, I had done really well with mortgage and investments and, my job. And I had an opportunity to kind of take some time off.
Okay.
And I decided, hey, with the help of my wife, like, let's just not work right now. You know, I had built up this social media stuff in like my Instagram at least, and documenting everything from like 2018 on of playing in these card rooms and meeting all these people and playing all these games. And it was really amazing. So that's kind of what I did. So now I just kind of hang out, play tournaments, play cash games, play streams, and it's really good. And it all happened because of the support and push of my wife, like the Instagram stuff, the playing in card rooms, the traveling to go play poker in places. I wouldn't have done that if like she didn't.
She travels with you?
She travels with me like 1 out of every 2 trips.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
That's super dope.
You're on the road a lot, right? So like, that's probably tough, you know, being married like that. So.
Candace knows. My wife's name's Candace, and she.
Hi, Candace.
She likes going to Vegas and Miami and
all the good
LA.
stops.
Of course, yeah.
She's not hitting up Choctaw.
Right. Yeah, she lets you go there. Yep.
You trying to tell me she's just not going to like the MSPT in like Ohio?
Neither am I. I love the MSPT guys, but I'm not going that far.
Yeah, I feel you. So like, what are you looking to get out of poker like over the next year or two? Because I know you've played a lot of cash primarily, and now it seems like you're shifting gears.
Getting into those tournament streets?
Yeah,
I love to
he's
hear
another one on his way to the dark side.
Come on in, baby.
We had vibes coming to the dark side yesterday. Now we got our boy Seti over here.
Listen, there's no glory in cash games.
There's no fucking glory. It's fun and all, but
it was like twofold. It was like I played cash because I was working a regular, full-time job. Like I could play for 4 hours a day right by my house. Like that's why I played cash games. I couldn't in the past travel for 2 weeks to go play a tournament series somewhere. Like I never could. I was working a full-time job and we had a lot of responsibilities, and me and my wife were standing up other businesses and whatnot. So it just wasn't a thing. But now that I have more freedom, I can travel for 4 or 5 days or 2 weeks and play a little more. And I say it's twofold because it's that, but it's also the fact that like I have a very addictive personality, and 1-2 games turned into 2-5 games, turned into 5-10 games, 10-25 games, and even bigger. And I was just kind of chasing dopamine. And at the end of the day, like I don't need to earn my living. I'm very fortunate by playing poker, like by playing cards. This was all for fun, and this was all because it was a stress relief and to document like a journey. And that's what I'm still doing. And it's just for me, it's more helpful if I can control my buy-ins and control the amount of money I'm risking. And now I'm just playing tournaments. And tournaments are just so much more fun. It's so much more glorious.
The set amount.
It doesn't matter.
An unlimited rebuy.
It doesn't matter if it's a $400 tournament or if it's a $10K. Like you just want to win the thing.
Yes,
like, so true.
Be that last person standing with all the chips, cards in front.
Exactly.
Picture.
So this year in 2022, I took it a lot more seriously. We're in 2022, right?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
I just looked.
Yeah. So I took tournament poker a lot more seriously than the 6 months prior in 2021. 2021, it was just trying to not be like completely dead money and cash a little bit. 2022, like I did way better.
Okay. Shout out to Charles. He gave us a super chat and says, "Are you giving your sidekick a piece?"
Are you?
Absolutely not.
You're not giving me a piece?
Oh, you are my new side? We'll discuss later.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. So what does 2023 look like for you? Are you going to continue this? Are you going to continue the tournament grind? Are you going to continue the...
Yeah. I'm going to continue to play, I assume, right around 2 tournaments a month. That's kind of like the schedule that I'm on. I find the better value, funner places to visit and hit up about 2 stops a month. And when I'm back in Texas, I'll play, I play like once a week in a cash game. And if I have opportunities to play like on some streams like I have before in like LA or Florida, like I'll do that too. But that's pretty much it.
Are you going to play like, are you going to go hard in the WSOP and try to like play a full schedule, try to win a bracelet?
Yeah. So like last year I came to the WSOP for like 4 weeks out of the 8. And I played a lot of bracelet events.
You can get a lot of tournaments in that time.
Yeah. But I think that the difference is that last year I would like kind of hunt for what the best tournament was of the day, even if it wasn't at the WSOP.
Right. Yeah.
And this year
all around town, there's all kinds of
things popping
off.
And this year I'm gonna plant myself at the WSOP and just play everything that I can.
Go for the prestigious bracelet.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna
Winning
like
a deep stack is not the same.
Yeah, I'm gonna come into town and like get a house for like 45 to 60 days and just like try to have a regular life outside of the. I'm not gonna stay in casinos. I'm not going to do that. That just gets that's so wearing on you. So my wife's gonna come. We're gonna bring our dog Luca and like hang out in the summer, have some barbecues, hang out with some people, and just like play.
Yeah. So like over the last couple of years, I see like your results are getting better. It seems
So
like
my brain, you're gonna have some barbecues? You want
Yeah,
you're
you're the man.
Bring some brisket,
no,
or?
you come over, man. You tell me when you want to barbecue.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the
do
code.
We'll definitely do some barbecue
You
in
just show up.
this summer.
yeah, for sure. Like so, you can tell over your results. Like you're doing something over the last couple of years, like to get better at poker. It seems.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? You've been in the lab a little bit.
I've been in the lab a little bit. I've been studying, and then people don't talk about it, but like just confidence goes a long way. There's plays that I'll do now that I know that are right, but in the past I wouldn't have done just because it's hard to pull that trigger on that 5-bet jam. But it's the right thing to do. Oh, it's not tough for Landon. I mean, you're the child of the sim. It's not hard for you.
Landon's like, I have deuces. This is what you do with deuces. We are here, and it's time to go.
Yeah. But for me, it was just like consistency, playing, and just building up confidence, and just knowing that there's going to be another shot. If I make the right decision in this one, whether I win or lose, like there's another tournament for me to play.
You know what? You didn't make the right decision.
Win.
I'm going to only do like ambush you with this because I love you and you know this.
Oh God. Where?
You put out a tweet like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, and you said,
oh my God.
Which training site should I use?
Oh.
And you know something? I didn't vote.
This guy.
You know what I didn't see on there? Solve for why.
What do you mean? I tagged everybody in the tweet.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a poll. Okay.
Yeah. So I got a bone to pick with you, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after. But I had to throw that at you. Like, that's what we do around here. Yo.
You got to give everybody a shot, Conrad.
I don't
want to see. I don't want to seem one-sided.
I'm just saying, man. I got a bone to pick. We're gonna talk some shit.
It is kind of unfair. He should give those other sites a shot.
I guess. Like, what is it? Like, run it once or something?
Run by some nobody.
Did you see what the tweet was? The original tweet was. The original tweet was, "Hey, what are the sites?" Like, I literally was asking, because I knew some of them, right? I knew the one that I'm in the studio of right now. I needed to know what the other ones were.
Yeah, I feel you. So it is time for one of Connie's favorite segments.
It is?
It is. We got ourselves a hand of the week, baby.
Oh.
Some shit went down last night, and we got this queued up here for you. Little person's hand.
Landon gonna break this down for us?
Landon, this is just Landon's time. He sees a hand, he's ready.
Open light here with ace-9.
Andy Stacks has the dimes in the cutoff.
Andy with the flat, and Tan's going to flat on the button as well. And here comes Berkey trying to set mine with the 7s.
I was like, where's Berkey standing?
Eric Person with the robbery.
Are we?
18,000
I haven't
with
seen
the
this
robbery.
hand yet, so I'm kind of excited.
I mean, sure.
Andy ain't scared.
Thanks for the encouragement.
You think?
Go, Andy.
Oh, shit, we big pot here.
Oh, here's the Jack 4 off piece with the $1 million behind. How do you lose here?
Jack on the button. And Berkey's in there too.
Pretty
We got a
easily.
monster.
Give me 2 cards off the top of the deck. I don't care. Everybody was happy with the flop.
10, 9, deuce, top set for Andy Stacks Poker.
I'm gonna bet.
Eric Person declares bet and grabs
54.
54,000.
Eesh.
Whoa.
Are they playing like the Jack 4 game, like the 7 deuce game?
I don't know about
They're playing the 7 deuce game. They're not playing the Jack 4 game.
No, he's just playing the Jack 4 for the.
It's a personal game.
Yeah.
It's a personal game in a 5-way pot.
I mean, this is always just a flat, right?
Yeah, I would flat. It breaks
145.
your range down too much.
145
Made it 145.
from Andy Stacks.
Oh, I don't like this.
45,000.
Good fold, Burke.
Strong fold.
100.
Wait.
Did he just call the 100?
274.
It went 54,000 raised to 145.
Why is he raising?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't need.
He has top set and thinks Eric has a good hand.
50, 80, 130.
He thinks Eric has an overpair. He's just trying to get the money in.
220.
It's like logical, but from a range perspective, it's not great. It's not about range. It's about having the nuts.
And an all-in
my
from
God.
Eric Person.
And then Eric jammed.
Wow.
And he says one time drawing to 5% equity.
Hey, yo! Oh my God.
I think so. One time.
This is fucking amazing.
$62,000.
If you didn't catch that, he said, "I'm drawing dead, aren't I?"
Pretty close.
Yo, that was the biggest pot in Live at the Bike history. Just shy of 1 million, it seems.
Yeah, actions have consequences.
So, and Landon, can you break down the Jack 4 off raise?
Can I break it down?
Yeah, like,
I mean,
His mind is exploding right now. This is the hand you pick. You're like, so what should he have done differently with the Jack 4, Landon? Can you break that down?
I mean, there are these two words that
Down bad?
I say to a lot of people when they send me hands, and they're always the same, and they'll always help. Fold pre. Just fold pre. Why?
All right, so whatever. We've reached the flop now. We didn't fold pre. You know, we put the 3-bet in, 18K, got called 4 ways.
Listen, it's out of my hands.
So you have to bet pot, right? It's out of your hands. Like, what else are you going to do?
What else are you going to do?
Like, no, seriously, you know, what else are you going to do here? Like, what do we do? Talk to me. What does the sim do once we get to the situation?
Check. Fold. You have another chance to release your hand.
You're going to tell me the bet 3-bet isn't, like, you can't find that at all?
And then you get raised. Once again, you have another chance. It's like, you know what? Sunken cost, let it go. Or don't. And you didn't. And he had top set.
Yes.
He was drawing to 5%. The backdoor straight draw is a little bit of a
You know,
something.
he's got a little something.
You would like to have a diamond at least. Jack of diamonds, all right. Maybe
yeah,
make a
right, because you can
backdoor
really turn a
flush.
lot of equity, right? That queen of diamonds rolls off or something like that,
Yeah.
you know?
You're really parlaying it, but
You know?
I mean, look, man, I
So
would love to be that rich.
Let me ask you a question. Does Andy have any bluffs on flop when he raises?
I don't think he has a hand when he raises that's going to fold.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is he's going to have a lot of equity where if the jam comes in, he's just going to run it, whether it be a combo draw where he has enough equity to do so, or just has a set.
Imagine if
about
he just
it.
had 7-8 of diamonds and bricked out.
Yo. Wow.
Imagine.
It happens again.
Could you fucking imagine, bro?
For $1 million pot.
Yo, I'd lose my shit. I feel like nothing is real.
I mean, I can imagine it. I wonder what happens. What
I don't
happens
know.
next?
Well, that's all we'd be talking about today.
What?
Sorry, Britney Griner.
What happens next?
Los Angeles poker would be shut down
Yeah.
completely. All Los Angeles stream poker.
Yeah. Done. California would break off into the ocean.
Landon is still like, he's broken.
It almost makes you think, right? Where sometimes people do just do things, right? When it comes to the other Jack 4 situation.
Yeah.
But This one was clearly premeditated by the previous one.
Right, of course. He
Yeah.
would never play Jack 4.
Where-
unless that Robbie J. Lude cost him $500,000.
I love how everybody keeps calling her Robbie J. Lude.
Robbie, what's her name?
Lou.
Robbie
Berkey
J.
did it the
Lude.
other day.
Yeah, that's why Berkey did it, and then it got stuck in my head. I blame him.
You know what the
completely.
thing is Robbie didn't cause Eric to do that.
Of course not.
Eric.
I'm being facetious. I'm obviously being facetious.
Eric made his own
He's his own man. He makes his own decisions.
He does what he wants. And
They're
he
not
did
great
it.
decisions, but he makes his own decisions.
Well, who's to say they're not great?
If he had the blocker, with
I'm
the
sure he
Jack
makes a
and
lot of
Diamond.
good decisions in his life, but at that exact moment, that was not a good
Well,
one.
honestly, Andy could just have 8-7 here, like you said, and it's just like it's in the record books as forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what they say, heroes live forever, but legends never
Is
die.
this why you travel around the country for moments like these?
Yes. That's also the reason I try to play as many stream games as possible, because things like this happen frequently.
Like if that's not on stream, he never does that.
Yeah, I always used to
don't think.
tell Andrew and Brad that I would travel to their meetup games because those were the easiest games to win in the country at that moment.
That probably makes
very,
very much logical sense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you been watching any of this FIFA, this World Cup?
I watched some of the games.
Who are you rooting for right now? We got 8 teams left.
I am impartial now. After the United States and Mexico didn't do well.
Okay. All right. I've watched some games, and
who do you like?
Oh, I mean, dude, I don't think there's a team that can beat fucking Brazil. And it's like it's weird.
They're strong.
They're strong. Yeah, they scored 4 goals in the first half the
Against
other day.
South Korea, right?
Yeah, it's like just like they were having fun.
I saw that. I was playing somewhere and I saw that it was 4-0 and I was like, wow, they beat them bad. And then I saw that it was halftime. I was like, oh, they haven't beat them bad enough
Did
yet.
the United States score 4 goals in the whole World Cup?
No.
Negative.
I can actually name everybody that scored goals for the United States.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, actually, to be fair, the United States played very good.
Yes, for
And,
sure.
like,
Probably better than expected, right?
I would love to say that 100 more times.
Yeah.
They played very fucking good. More than expected, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting a lot of blah 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 blah.
Other than Brazil, who else is left that's like a second or third favorite?
I believe England, Netherlands, Argentina, Portugal. I'm missing 2. Oh, Morocco. Morocco knocked off Spain.
Yeah.
In the mix.
Morocco is in the mix. They knocked off Spain, which is that's a tough.
I'll cheer for Argentina for the rest of the World Cup.
Argentina?
Yeah.
Keep it on this side of the hemisphere?
Yeah.
Messi goals.
Messi.
Who are you guys rooting for going down the stretch?
I don't care.
You got to pick somebody, Brian. We need you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. Are the Steelers in the World Cup?
Oh, okay. It's Croatia, Brazil, Netherlands, Argentina, Morocco, Portugal, England, France. France is a very high favorite in there, too. They have Mbappe. I can't say his name, but that kid is so fucking fast.
Morocco sounds fun. Maybe I'll root for Morocco.
You know something? I was happy when they won.
Yeah.
I was actually very happy for them when they beat Spain.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just felt like a team that just wanted to win.
Morocco's a good place to play poker.
Really?
Yes.
Have you ever been there?
I heard.
No, but there's a WSOP circuit event in Marrakesh in January.
Oh, you
Should we all go?
No. We have things to do in January.
The Poker
Brian.
Traveler and the Traveling Podcast.
Wow. Is this a thing? You listen, I'll just send you our schedule for January. We'll follow you for February. We just go like that.
February is going to be a good month.
So where did you get the name Poker Traveler?
I wish that there was like something really creative behind it.
Just make it up.
But yeah, my wife was like big into social media and started documenting her life and like gaining some traction. So I started doing the same for poker. And I didn't know what to make my handle. But we were traveling around at the time to play tournaments.
Okay.
So I just said Poker Traveler and it was available.
Seems logical.
Yeah. And now it's stuck. And I never thought that quick decision would be what people call me from here on out. But most people call me Set. Like people that know me just call me Seti.
Yeah, Seti.
So what you're trying to say is you would change the poker trap?
No, I mean it is what it is. I don't think I could come up with anything better at this moment. I'm not super creative, so.
Don't lie. I've seen you play poker.
It is kind of just, it's what you are. It's who you are. It's good.
Is. Thank you.
Welcome. It doesn't have to be like.
No, it doesn't, right?
Creative or.
Just, it's what it is.
It is.
It's we are what we are.
It's
you
true.
are who you are.
Tortoise, tell them.
We are what we are.
There you go.
I am Tortoise.
I am Tortoise. Hear me
Someone
crunch.
say poker?
We got the young Sim over there, El Guapo.
There you go.
Wait, do I? I need one.
You're the guy that gets it popping.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. The guy that gets it popping.
Connie.
Connie. You're the poppin' ambassador of poker.
You should have Berkey's big bet Berkey.
No, he's not.
I kind of like.
It's time for the Berkey-nado. It's time for the Berkey-nado.
Okay, real quick. It's just Berknado, but it doesn't help.
I like Berkey-nado better.
I read the graphic. It's Berknado.
Can you tell us what happened with Berknado last night? Because we don't know.
I can. I don't want to.
Okay. Moving on.
He got wrecked.
When there was silence in the chat, I was like,
yeah, that's a good indicator of the Berknado.
Right, because
imploding
if he wins $250,000, we're gonna hear about it.
Yeah, we are gonna hear about it, and I'd be really thrilled to report that news, but I can't do that this time.
He'll get it all back, as he always does.
He plays again tonight, right?
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. Got you.
Hopefully.
As you said, it's hard to move money around when you're outside of Vegas.
It sounds like the old guard of poker had a tough day yesterday.
They did.
Yeah.
Koon.
Who else? I think Hellmuth had a bad day as well.
Oh my God! It took a rat. He's a rat. It's a rat. Cut.
I mean,
Phil Hellmuth's time is over as the heads-up champion of Poker Go.
Never saw this coming.
So it seems yesterday, Hellmuth ran into the chainsaw.
Oh, get your stinks in
he
the
ran into
chat.
Kessler.
Kessler found him.
Kessler found him, guys. No, Jack Koon. You just can't fuck with the beast, man. Here's the final hand of last night.
Regular 3-bet here with the ace-king, as opposed to just the jam. Only 16 some odd bigs now.
It would have vibed zoomy if he did jam, but I'm not sure Queen 8 was the one, as Koon asks for a count. Koon really has dealt with this gracefully, although it's not really a tall order to be graceful when you're showered with pot after pot. But
oh, look at this.
Oh, deciding he wants to spin the wheel with the Queen 8, and finally Hellmuth wakes up with the sort of hand.
I don't have a good feeling after that last hand you
That's a
did to
wheel
me.
spin with the Queen 8. Hellmuth doesn't have a good feeling. He's pacing around. It's all in.
This is how I went down against one with pocket aces.
I'm in a little better shape.
Yeah.
This could be over, Ollie.
67% is the ace-king, but 32% conversely is the Queen 8.
This early, I want to pick off a few more bluffs.
Koon is he's cool as a cucumber right now.
64% of the time, you'll get the chance.
He said, I don't want to end this early. I want to pick off a few more bluffs.
Oh, this guy. You deserve to lose when you say that.
More.
This comes queen high.
Got it right
Put the 10
first
out there.
time.
Yeah, give him a little hope. A little more hope, too.
Comparison now.
It ain't coming.
Phil Hellmuth needs a jack, a king, or an ace to stay alive here in round 5 of high stakes duel 3.
It's over.
Not there.
You were smart to take a shot with Queen 8. So I was going to get it in.
Good game.
Yeah,
Great
it's
match,
actually
Jason.
an interesting sort of spot. So I would assume, looking at the graphic, when Koon raises to 12 and Hellmuth goes 35, blinds are 3K, 6K, and then Koon opens for min when they're like 18 bigs effective. And then Hellmuth 3-bets. And it seems from the way that not just this match went, but...
He 3-bet, what, about a third of his stack?
Yeah, which is fine, like the sizing being around 3x, maybe like 2.75x or whatever. But when it comes to the combos that Phil would choose to 3-bet, he was sort of smattery and all over the place, where that's kind of fine, and you want to be polar, where you have hands that you're going to snap fold or snap call when you're that shallow. But he chose a lot of odd combos where a queen and an 8 do a pretty good job of blocking the higher stuff and also unblocking like the ace deuce, king 3 type of things that are going to just fold, where he is still going to have equity when called most of the time with the queen over, where it's a little bit of a spite, like a dicey spot, because folding pre is on the table, but when you're that shallow, it's really, really annoying just from a pot odds as well as range perspective, because you can't expect Phil to play, call it the perfect 20 big blind or 18 big blind pre-flop ranges. So it's a weird spot, and you kind of can tell when Koon wasn't sure whether or not to 4-bet jam or just kind of call and play post. But folding wasn't really an option just based off of Phil's erratic 3-bet range. And it's a little bit odd. So he's going to also probably get more fold equity than he should in that spot.
Because Phil does.
Where Phil might just 3-bet a hand and then not call it off, where he gets 3-bet, because sometimes if you choose a hand that doesn't really want to 3-bet in the first place, which happens a lot heads up.
And that's kind of like Phil's MO, right? He does that a lot, where he'll 3-bet, try to get it through, knowing that he'll just fold and try to run it up to try to preserve his life.
Right. There's going to be spots where the overfold pre is going to happen, where now when you jam the queen 8 for 18 and you don't get called by the hands that you're supposed to, or a hand that's supposed to play a pure call because getting jammed on sucks might be in range for Phil. And now if he folds a hand like that, Koon's just printing. Yeah. And if he gets called, he can still spin the wheel. And
how much did Jason win? How much was that match?
That match was 1.6 million.
Right?
No, 800K.
800K. Oh, 800K.
1.6 million in the prize pool.
So the next one will be 1.6?
Yep.
Now, does Jason have to play?
Jason has to play.
He has to play 2 more,
He
right?
has to play, and Hellmuth has the option to play, right?
Yes. So Phil, if he would like to re-challenge, has that ability.
I do not think.
I would love to see it.
But he has to love to see it. We want to see it.
We all want to see it.
Phil, we believe in you. You can get it back.
The next match, though, the person who plays Koon has to lay down 1.6 million against him.
Yes.
And then Koon has to play, you said 2 more.
He has to play 2
more.
more.
So he would have to win a
total.
1.6 million match and a $3.2 million match?
Yes, so basically they have 30, the world has 30
Is this ever
days.
gonna end?
The world has 30 days to challenge Ja Koon.
Or he wins the 1.6
Or he
from that.
locks up the 1.6.
Oh, gotcha.
So, like, I guess it's in that.
Right. It will end because eventually somebody in that 30 days, it'll be too high that nobody will challenge.
So the real question is, who the fuck is going to step up in the next 30 days to play Ja Koon?
It's
Perkins.
a pretty.
Let's get Connie in there. Can we crowdsource 1.6 million?
I'll pass. You know, there's better things I could do with my time.
if you win 1.6 million today on the WPT stream, you're in there.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about how it works, is that whoever does end up stepping up, and let's just say they do end up winning, they can't leave for 2 more matches.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's not like you're only playing 1 match.
You're locked in for 30 days, basically.
If you win, you now have to play 2 more.
Yeah.
But they also wouldn't be risking any additional money.
Yeah.
Right? So,
well, I mean, you are in the sense of you won, and now you can't take it.
Yeah, you can't claim it.
Right. So now you have to spin 3 heads ups.
There's probably like a list of only 5 people that we can all think of that would
Combined.
possibly play him for 1.6.
There's a handful, but it is a really good spot from a social media and marketing perspective.
Who do you think the front runner is to step up?
Someone
and play?
from Europe, probably.
Yeah.
Like a long-time heads up player.
What's his name?
Clicker?
Clicker? I mean, Clicker might play, sure.
Or Victor.
Maybe Kevin.
Okay.
I can see Rabbit Chow doing it.
Victor Boot?
No.
Victor
Wow.
Isildur?
He's coming in.
You're talking Isildur?
No, what's the other guy's name?
Victor.
What's Victor?
Limitless.
Yeah, Limitless. There we go. Sorry.
Victor.
Victor. Sorry.
Yeah, Limitless, maybe. Stefan1122 online from Stars, like Stefan Bukarov or Burakov. There's some people, and I think Koon's the type of guy to, like, I don't think he's allowed to say no.
He's not, I don't believe.
Right? I think he just has to play whoever
challenges.
does challenge.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's looking forward to it. He's a guy that likes the high stakes.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting because like if we look back at like when Phil won and it was open season, you had they had a Booker go had a list.
There was a laundry list. Yeah.
Yep. Berkey was trying to get in
scroll. Brett Hanks was like this. Looking down this fucking list.
It's like it's like a royal parliament scroll where like you hold it and it just goes down on the floor.
Fucking Berkey's talking about he's selling his house. I'm like, what's it? Like,
it's like Santa Claus's naughty and nice list that just rolls down.
And now Brent goes on that list and he's like, do you want to play Jason Koon? And like, this number is now disconnected.
Yeah.
Right. Straight up, all those numbers are disconnected right now.
Yeah, the overlap between the people that would play Phil and would play Jason is not very high.
Nah.
Not very high.
Yeah.
But if you do want to play, that means the option is probably open.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like if you want it,
it's there.
The more you fuck around,
you're gonna find out.
The more you're gonna find out.
You're gonna find out.
The more you're gonna find out.
Oh man, you fuck around, you gonna find out. You know.
I would like to see Cuz play him.
Oh.
I don't want to see Cuz play.
I would like to see it.
Yeah.
I would just like to see it.
All right, they can play for play chips.
Yeah.
All right, Cuz versus Jason Koon for play chips. All right, I'm with that.
Okay.
I have to get out of here. I got some shit to do. We're fucking doing.
So does Seti.
Yeah. My boy Seti got some shit to do.
You guys gonna be battling each other.
Can I have
soon.
a ride to the win?
Fuck no.
What do you mean?
Wait, hold on. Can I have money?
Can I have a ride to the win?
Deal.
Now that's business.
And that's how business works in the poker community.
This is how it works, guys.
I'll book an Uber.
All right, well, thanks for rocking with us today. Please go check out the WPT Vlogger Edition live stream today.
Yes.
Me and Seti will be in there rocking.
I hope you both win.
You know, our boy fucking Berkey may or may not be seen on Live at Bike again tonight.
We hope he wins.
We fucking hope the Berknado wins. You know, check him out over there at Live at the Bike. We will be back tomorrow with Caitlin Komeski.
Yes.
So
love Caitlin.
Yes.
Texas.
Yeah. Oh wow. We had Texas in the building representing this.
Texas until we die.
That's pretty dope. All right. Well, thanks for rocking with us again today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.